Hello, good morning. Hope you've had a nice weekend. Going to go over the instruments that I'll be focusing on for the week ahead. We're going to kick off with EURUSD. We're on the weekly chart. I just want to draw your attention to the support and resistance that we're seeing. We have support over here, support, and we'll failure to break above there. So quite a sensitive area around 111. And yeah, I'll be looking for more downside on EURUSD. It was quite tricky last week in the month, and we had a few sort of headlines coming out of Ukraine about troops pulling back, etc. And we seem to get this pump, but all in all, it failed, and I think EURUSD is still weighted to the downside. So on the daily chart, I've just marked out this low if you want to put it on your charts, and I'll just highlight it here for you. We have a general area now of support, and resistance. So any pullback early on in the week, I'll be looking for another leg lower in EURUSD. If we go down into the hourly, we can see the price has sort of been moving in this channel. Let's just get that up so you can see. I'll highlight it so you can see it a little bit clearer, just in case you can't see it on my screen. So we have these highs and we have these lows. So any pullback, like I say, up in and around 111 onwards, then I'll be looking for a move to bottom of this channel. If the channel breaks, then I'll be looking for sort of new lows. So bias is very bearish on EURUSD and looking for more downside on that. Very similar with pound. If we go out to, let's go out to the weekly chart first and have a look at where price is. I'm just looking at the most recent support and resistance. So this bounce here, this support here, we got a break and retest and we failed to close above there. So I'll be looking for more downside there. Let's go down into the daily and get a closer look at that level. I've just marked out a little bit of a break in structure, support, and resistance. So yeah, looking for more downside on pound. It has been really tricky to even trade last week. Sort of stuck in this little consolidation, but I'll probably wait to let Monday's range unfold and then try and get a move on that. We'll go down into the hourly anyway and see if we can have any structure. I've marked out just these lows. You know, what's holding up the market. We have support here, and support here. If we can get a break and retest at that level, that could be one entry to come down and take these lows. But if we get a push up, then I can follow structure, get a break, and then look to sell. So all in all, bias is bearish, and yeah, price action a little messy at the moment. So probably let Monday try and clear up a little bit, and then try and step into the market if an opportunity presents itself. Dollar yen, I'm looking for a bit more of a pullback on this instrument before trying to get involved. I think it's overstretched and it's looking a bit expensive for me at the moment. So if we could get another leg lower, follow price action, and then break structure and then look to get highs. I mean, this could, it's very, very strong, and this could just pop up these highs, but I just don't feel comfortable taking along straight at such a higher time frame resistance. So go leave that one. Dollar CAD as well. We've got two very strong currencies in the dollar and the CAD. So I'm going to pair up the CAD with maybe EUROCAD, and I think that would probably be best opportunity. But looking at the daily chart, we have support, and we got this break and retest of previous resistance. So I would actually be looking for a move to the downside on this instrument. If we could close here, then this opens up the gates to these lows. But as I say, it's two very strong currencies against each other, so I'd rather pair CAD off with something a little weaker, like maybe the yen or the euro. So let's have a look at, we'll take a look at EURCAD first. This is the daily chart, as you can see. Very, very bearish, and yeah, just looking for that continuation. If we look on the daily chart, we have some support and resistance, so let's just get that in. This level here, I'll highlight it in case you can't see. support, support, turn to resistance, any pullback, and I'll be looking for new lows on this instrument. Let's go down into the hourly time frame and see if there's any structure that we could possibly look at. So what's really holding up this market? Well, it's not as clean as I would like, but we just pull this here, clone. So support, support, any push, maybe take out some highs and then get a break below. We can always wait for Monday's levels to come into play as well. So we could also just wait for Monday's range. Well, what I mean by that is if we get a nice Monday's range, come up, break below, something like that, and target these lows. I mean, I'm giving you my biases to the downside. It's just about what price action is going to give you. So it's really difficult to nail an entry before the markets have even opened and you get what price action is. But I'm looking for more downside basically on EURCAD. Levels that I've watched would be previous weekly highs and lows. So let's just look at the weekly chart for a moment. And you can see that we've already taken out a previous weekly high and fell. So if your bias was bearish last week, you could look for a previous weekly high and try and get on board that way. So let's just mark that out and look at price action in and around that level on the hourly. So yeah, acted as resistance here, got a deviation, closed below and sold off. So if we can get something like that, that would be nice, but it looks like it's far too high up here. Well, you never know if we could get a move up there, but just look for the same maybe on Monday's high, and let Monday's range unfold, something like this. Oh, if I could work my pen tool. So nice Monday's range up, raid the high on maybe Tuesday, and then look for selling opportunity. Euro Aussie, we have an interest rate decision coming out of Australia, so I'm going to wait for that and then look to step into the market. But looking for more selling opportunities on this, looking more downside. So yeah, really no point in spending much time on Euro Aussie because bias is bearish, but we do have an interest rate decision, and I don't really want to step in before that. I'll maybe look after that decision has been announced. Euro New Zealand, something I'm very interested in. You can see the daily chart, support over here, bit of a deviation back below, retested it as resistance, and now looking for some selling opportunities in Euro New Zealand. Let's go down into the hourly chart, have a look at structure. So I'm just looking at general support and resistance. What's holding up the market? Well, we have support here, we have support here, support here. So just looking at these two lows, support, support. If we can break below there, break this structure, then I'll be looking for further downside in EURUSD. If we come up, then I'll follow structure up, maybe take out a high, look for a raid, and then look to sell that instrument as well. So quick recap, most euro pairs I'm looking for downside and quite weak. You could probably pair them up with a pound. I'm quite bearish in the pound at the moment as well, but euro would be something that would take my priority going forward this week. So yeah, let's take a look at, we'll look at CAD yen. I'd be bullish on CAD yen, but a bit like dollar yen, probably need a little bit more of a pullback. So let's mark out actually this weekly candle low, and if we can get a raid below that, so here it is on the hourly chart, this is the weekly low. Like I was saying, if we can get a raid below that, let's just mark out this structure first, what's holding down the market. If we can get a raid below there, reclaim the level, break structure, then that'll be very bullish, at least to take out these clean highs. But like I say, with the yen pairs, I think they're a bit overstretched, so any pullback would be muchly appreciated to try and get a better entry for more upside. So I'm going to leave it there. I don't want to take up too much of your time at the weekend. I'll have an update for you on Monday evening. Once Monday's range is finished, we'll probably have a clear idea of what price wants to do. There's a lot of news next week, so we'll just have to go with what the market's telling us. But this is a general look at the markets, a general bias on a few instruments, and like I say, I'll update you on Monday evening once Monday's range is established, and we can take it from there. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you Monday.